the rate of flow of charge through any cross section of conductor is called as current electricity. Here current should be denoted with I, charge should be denoted with Q, time should be denoted with T. So what is the relation between these three? So charge Q, I, T. Therefore Q is equal to IT or I is equal to Q by T. So this is the formula for charge and the current. So current is nothing but the ratio of charge per unit time. So unit of charge should be coulomb, time should be second. That means 1 coulomb per 1 second is nothing but 1 amp. This is the unit of current. 1 amp is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second. That means 1 coulomb of charge flows through a conductor of 1 second is nothing but 1 ampere. 1 ampere is the unit of current. So this is the relation Q is equal to IT or I is equal to Q by T. Like that from the now we can derive the relation between next topic VIR. V is equal to IR or V directly proportional to I. This is from Ohm's law. How can you define this Ohm's law and how can you experimentally verify the Ohm's law? Now Ohm's law, at any constant temperature, so voltage and current are directly proportional. That means if current increases, voltage also increases, but the condition will be temperature should be remains constant. So what is the Ohm's law circuit? How can you verify the Ohm's law? Verify Ohm's law. So what are the apparatus required to verify the Ohm's law? So this is the simple circuit to verify Ohm's law. So cell or battery, key, and here there is a resistor and an ammeter, and this is a rheostat or variable resistance. So all of them are connected in a series. Cell, C is key. Okay, key, C is resistor R, ammeter A, rheostat should be denoted with R suffix H or variable resistance. To increase or decrease the amount of current in the circuit, we can use the variable resistance. Suppose if you connect a voltmeter parallel across the resistor, that means voltmeter always connected in a parallel, but ammeter should be always connected in a series. So okay, then how to conduct this experiment? Draw the tabular column to carry out this experiment. So what it consists: serial number, ammeter reading, should be denoted with the I, it will be in amps, voltmeter reading, in volts, next resistance R is equal to, so the relation we can remember with the help of a magic triangle VIR. So V is equal to IR or I is equal to V by R or R is equal to V by I. So R is equal to V by I. So resistance should be in ohms. So in this way we have to draw a tabular column to record the observations. So serial number 1. After connecting all of these apparatus in such a way as shown in the diagram, press the key and adjust the rheostat until ammeter should read 1 amp current. అంటే అమ్మీటర్లో 1 amp కరెంట్ వచ్చే వరకు మనం రియోస్టాట్ ని అడ్జస్ట్ చేసుకుందాం. దట్ మీన్స్ ammeter reading should be equal to 1 ampere. So note down the corresponding voltmeter reading. Let us say it will be 2 volts. So what is the value of R? R will be equal to V by, that means 2 by 1, that will be equal to 2 ohms. Next, repeat the experiment by adjusting the rheostat. That means we can increase the current in the circuit. Let us say in the second case, the current in the circuit will be 2 amp. That means the corresponding voltmeter will be 4 volts. Then again R will be equal to 4 by 2, that will be 2 ohms. That means in any case, that in each case the resistance R should be equal. That means if you are increasing current, the corresponding voltmeter reading, that means voltage also increases in the circuit. So next, third one, repeat the experiment again by increasing the rheostat, by adjusting the rheostat, by increasing the current, let it will be 3 amp. The corresponding voltmeter reading will be 6 volts, therefore R is equal to 6 by 3, again it will be 2 ohms. That means if you conduct this experiment by increasing the current, the corresponding voltage also increases. Hence we can prove the Ohm's law. So means voltage and current are directly proportional. Then what is the condition? That should be temperature must be constant. So these are the apparatus we have to taken to conduct this experiment: cell, key, rheostat, ammeter, voltmeter and resistor. So except this voltmeter, remaining all the apparatus are connected in series, but voltmeter should be always connected parallel. So in 2 marks questions they may ask you about what are the differences between ammeter and voltmeter. So ammeter should able to note down the current. That means we can measure current with the help of ammeter, and with the voltmeter we can measure the potential difference between the two ends of this battery. Similarly, ammeter should be always connected in a series in the circuit, but voltmeter should be always connected parallel in the circuit. These are the main differences between ammeter and voltmeter. So in this way we can verify this Ohm's law. So just after Ohm's law, how these resistors are connected in a series, what is the effective resistance of the combination of series resistances. So okay, next resistors are in series. So this is the symbol of resistor. Okay, what is the resistor? It is a device can use it to obstruct the flow of current in the circuit. That means it can always resist the flow of current in the circuits. So it's called as a resistor. See the symbol of resistor. Let us take 3 resistors. Let us this is the first resistor R1. Next second resistor R2. So third resistor R3. Yes, in this way we can connect 3 resistors are in series. How can you say the resistors are in series? Because this is the first end, second end. See the first end, second end, first end, second end. That means first resistor, second end connected to second resistor, first end. Again, first resistor, second end, second resistor, first end. Similarly, second resistor, first end, second resistor, second end connected with third resistor, first end, and so on. That means end-to-end connection. Suppose if you are connected resistors in this manner, this is called resistors are will be in series. So, okay. So this is the total potential applied. So V. So when resistors are connected in a series, the same current passes through all the 3 resistors. Here it will be I, here it will be I. So same current, but the potential will be divided across the each resistor like this: V1, V2 and V3. So voltage will be divided, but current will be same. See the important point in series connection. Current will be same. Voltage will be divided across each resistor. This is a very important point. in series combination. In series combination, current will be same across each resistor, but voltage will be divided. The total voltage will be, for example, the voltage here it will be battery 12 volts, then here it will be 4 volts, 4 volt, 4 volts. Suppose if you add all the potentials at each resistor, then we get the total EMF. Therefore, total voltage, total EMF V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So apply Ohm's law for this. We can draw this magic triangle again. V, I, R. V is equal to I, R. Or I is equal to V by R. Okay, apply Ohm's law for this equation number 1. So V equal to IR, V1 equal to IR1, because the current will be same across each resistor in series combination. IR1, V2 equal to IR2 plus V3 equal to IR3. Take out I is the common, both sides, this, then it becomes I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. I becomes cancel, then R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then in series combination, the resultant resistance or effective resistance from the equation number 2, R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Here R is the effective resistance or combined resistance or resultant resistance. So the resultant resistance will be equal to the sum of the resistances of the individual resistors. This is the net resultant resistance of the circuit. Okay. So net or combined or effective resistance should be equal to R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. So okay, that means if number of resistors in this circuit increases, so the effective resistance or total resistance or combined resistance of the circuit will be increases. That means effective resistance will be equal to the sum of the resistances of the individual resistors. This is about series combination. What is the important point in this series combination? So you should have to remember this point is very important. In series combination, current will be same. That means the same current passes through each resistor. Okay, but voltage will be divided across the each resistor. It will be equal to the sum of the voltage of the total voltage. So total voltage will be 12 volts. Then this voltage will be equally divided. Suppose if you have taken the equal resistors, so it will be at 4, 4, 4. Suppose if you add all these resistors, you get the total resistance. Therefore, total EMF V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Apply Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law, V equal to IR. IR is equal to IR1. No I1, no I2, no I3, because current will be same across the each resistor. So, how resistors are connected in parallel? So what happens if resistors are connected in parallel? Take 3 resistors of equal resistance. So all these first ends are connected to one single common point. Let us say it will be P, and all the second ends are connected to another single common point. Here it will be Q. So again this P and Q are connected to a cell of EMF V. Let us say the resistance of the first resistor will be R1, second one is R2, third one is R3. Here, what is the important point we have to remember? If resistors are connected in parallel, current will be divided. Current will be divided across the each resistor, and potential potential difference PD will be same across the each resistor. This is the important point we have to remember. If resistors are connected in a parallel, same current will be passes through each resistor. Let us say current current will be divided. That means let us say it will be I1, I2 and I3. Potential will be same V and V. So draw the magic triangle again here. V, I, R. Therefore V is equal to IR or I is equal to V by R. This we have to remember from the Ohm's law, because we are already derived the Ohm's law. So V is equal to IR or I is equal to V by R. Here what it will be divided? So in parallel combination current will be divided. So then what is the total current? Total current, so in a parallel combination, let us say it will be I suffix P. It is equal to the sum of the current across the resistor 1 and the resistor 2 and resistor 3. This is the equation number 1. That means total current I suffix P. P indicates a parallel combination. So total current will be equal to, so current passes through across sum of the current through resistor R1, resistor R2 and resistor R3. Now apply Ohm's law. Apply Ohm's law here. I is equal to V by R or R suffix P. P indicates parallel combination. I1 is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Because V will be same. Potential, total potential will be equal to V. So across each resistor also potential will not be divided. It will be same at any resistor. So take out the V will be common. Then it becomes 1 by Rp. Here if you take out the V common, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Cancel this V and V. We get 1 by R suffix P is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this is the formula for effective resistance or combined resistance or total resistance in the parallel combination. That means in parallel combination, the reciprocal of the effective resistance will be equal to the reciprocal of the sum of the resistances of the individual resistors. That means therefore 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is about resistors are connected in parallel. So resistors are connected in parallel. So current will be divided across the each resistor and same potential will be passes through the each resistor. So take the resistors and connected as shown in the circuit diagram. That means all its common points, that means all its first ends are connected to one single common point. All their second ends are connected to another single common point. This connection is called as a parallel connection or parallel combination. So what will the important point in parallel combination? In parallel combination, current will be divided across the each resistor. That means total current will be equal to sum of the current across the R1 and R2 and R3. But same potential will be adjust at the each resistor. This is the very important point in parallel combination. So in parallel combination, effective resistance or combined resistance or total resistance, that means the reciprocal of this combined total resistance will be equal to the reciprocal of the sum of the resistances of the individual resistors. This is the this is about the resistors are in parallel combination. Next, what are the laws of resistance? So resistors loss. This is also on this loss also they solve some problems. So the loss of resistance. So what is the first law of resistance? Resistance should be denoted with R. So resistance directly proportional to length of the resistor. That means if length of the resistor increases, the resistance also increases. Let it be equation number 1. Resistance directly proportional to cross-sectional area. That means if area of cross-section of the conductor increases, resistance will be decreases. Both are inversely proportional. From 1 and 2, R proportional to L by A. If you are taken out this L, the proportional constant, introduce a proportional constant, it will be rho L by A. Here this rho is the specific resistance. Specific resistance, or we can call it as resistivity. So therefore rho value will be equal to RA by L. These are the two important formulas. R is equal to rho L by A, or rho is equal to RA by L. From this unit will be resistance unit should be always in ohm. Area of cross section will be meter square. Length will be in meter. It should be cancelled. Then we get ohm meter. So what is the unit of specific resistance? The unit of specific resistance is ohm meter.